You're listening to WCJC Digital Broadcasting Company, a Dive Corporation, helping creators create what is creative.
Coast to coast instrumentals.
Greetings, everybody. This is King Calvin Jones Jr. I am the head leader of the Jones family royal government that I started in remembrance of my father, who served his time here in the United States military. And today I want to last week on other platforms, I was talking about you as the creator, but there's multiple roles as a creator. I talked about gods last week. I got into like the lords of the land and stuff like that. And we can identify there are landlords, lords of the land, people that have rulership, the one that has oversight over a certain thing. We are going to look at today the key components of a royal family. See, most people missed it. When they hear about a royal family, they only think that only the royal family, there's only one royal family. But in the African American culture, it's taught a little different. Different cultures teach different things. And so I'm actually going to be looking into this on today, like never before, to help people. You shouldn't have to roll out luxury in a limousine and have everybody stand on the side of you to recognize you. You roll royalty at your death. You understand? They spend a lot of money to have you in a limousine, luxury limousine. Your family rolling in a limousine. They stop. Cars have to stop and everything because that was a royal person who one didn't get to know. A person didn't get to know of. We only got to know that you were royal in your death. And the scriptures say in Psalms 82, it was talking about before the arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. It was also talking about that, you will fall like one of the princes. And some of our young men that have fallen, they were princes, but they weren't treated like they were princes. You can't call a father of a son a prince, so what that make his son? So what we've been most people try to make you a scientist, or some people want you to be a mechanic. Some people want you to only talk about being a lawyer or some special athlete or a preacher. But for some reason, they don't want to look into the parts of royalty. And it's actually biblical. I've actually, I was doing, I had titles, but I wanted to sum it down just a little bit. I was like, I don't really like to go by the title I was going by. Many people knew me, as a minister. I've been a bishop, I've been a prophet of God, what I'm saying? Not just for my own purposes, but to help the kingdom of God. But some things I want to look at on tonight. On this morning. Some people, it might be dark time where you at, on the other side of the world. It might be nighttime, but that's cool. And some people, it's afternoon. So depending on what time zone you in, it depends on what time zone you're in when you are listening to this, because you can always, even though I'm doing it live, you can always catch it on the replay. But we're going to look at some basic fundamentals of a royal family, not the royal family. We're not just looking at that God only bless Queen Elizabeth and the prince over there, even though they being specialized in. There are kings and priests being made every day before the Lord. And I'm about to show you a whole bunch of them once I get to really get into this in-depth teaching on today. I want to look at, I got a couple of different, I got my own definition also. I got some little definitions from the Google search as well, which I start with the Google definition of, we're going to start with a king, which their definition is, the definition of a king is a male monarch who rules a kingdom, or the person who is considered the most important. Just considered the most important. It was a lot of different definitions, but I wanted to get it to the most simplified and what I was going to be talking about. Because if it's way long out and drawn, you might not fully understand the fundamental of where it comes from. Everything has a fundamental. It has a foundation, fundamental foundation. So it says that, and then the definition of a queen, the wife of a king, a woman who rules over a monarchy in her own right, which is a female sovereign. Now, here's what people don't know. There's also, in the black community, is such thing as a Nubian queen, or they have a black queen, in the African American culture. So a black queen is a beautiful, respected African American woman that is confident and selfless. That's what a black queen is. A black queen is beautiful, and she's considerable and confident and selfless. She's a beautiful, respected woman that is confident and selfless. She's not about herself. She's about helping others, as I talked about the Proverbs 31 woman. She kind of identical to that. That's one notch down from the gods that we was talking about. See, a king is underneath a god. So, there's a difference. I stay there just to not confuse people. But now I want to look at my definition of it. From what I've been dealing with for the Jones family and people that merge with us or connect with us. It's actually a building. These things don't happen overnight. You understand? They don't happen overnight, but it takes building and it takes labor, even to take the time out to set the standard so the bylaws of everything can be looked at. What is the king to do? What is the queen to do? What is the prince to do? What is the princess to do? They follow their roles. They know what they're supposed to do. It's like, then for those that